Elon Musk's recent endorsements of far-right European parties and critiques of established leaders have sparked significant controversy across Europe. His actions are straining diplomatic relations and raising concerns about foreign interference in domestic politics, especially as the world awaits Donald Trump's return to the US presidency. Welcome to Think Tank.
We can fix every single problem our country faces and lead America, and indeed the whole world. USA! This is a magnificent victory for the American people. Promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises. Nothing will stop me from keeping my word to you, the people. We will make America safe, strong, prosperous, powerful, and free again.
The New York Times has reported that Elon Musk has sparked political turmoil in the United Kingdom, using his massive platform to attack Prime Minister Keir Starmer and amplify far-right figures. His posts, including allegations against Starmer, have disrupted political discourse and drawn criticism for European leaders such as Emmanuel Macron. Tensions escalated when Musk criticized far-right figure Nigel Farage for refusing to support the jailed Tommy Robinson. This rift unexpectedly boosted Farage's image among mainstream voters, while Musk faced backlash for meddling in domestic politics. Critics argue that Musk's interference mirrors Trump's influence tactics, with experts warning that his actions risk destabilizing British policies and straining US-United Kingdom relations. The Guardian has reported that French President Emmanuel Macron has joined other European leaders in criticizing Elon Musk for intervening in the continent's democratic processes, especially in Germany's upcoming federal elections. Macron, along with Norwegian and British leaders, condemned Musk's social media influence, which has included support for far-right parties and attacks on left-wing figures across Europe. Musk, a key ally of Donald Trump, has been actively involved in European politics, endorsing Germany's far-right AfD party and criticizing the country's leadership. His controversial statements and collaborations with far-right figures have raised concerns about foreign influence on European democracy. German officials, including Chancellor Olaf Scholz, have dismissed Musk's influence as limited, while Vice Chancellor Robert Habeck accused him of attempting to weaken Europe's regulatory powers over social media. Meanwhile, the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer criticized Musk's misinformation campaigns, emphasizing the importance of protecting democratic integrity. Providing more analysis about Musk's sudden shift in European policies, joining us from California is Dr. Ashraf Singer, an international relations expert. A very good day, sir. And from Cairo, Dr. Ahmed Sayed, an international relations expert. Welcome to the show. And we start off with Dr. Singer. How do European leaders perceive Musk's political influence, and what risks do they see, sir?
I would say that we are very nervous. Where the Financial Times said a very clear phrase, back off Mr. Musk. In general, the U.S.-Europe relations, it's really crucial for the United States, not really for Europe. Of course, both of them need each other. But in terms of business and technology and geopolitics, and with the emphasizing on the role of Elon Musk uh, in SpaceX and other platforms. So you can see that is X at the previous was a Twitter. So Elon Musk role got increased significantly currently with Trump. So I can see Elon Musk as the tools of the United States in dealing with Europe. But in terms of the Elon Musk personality, in terms of his action, the way of his performance, sometimes really created trouble, create a nervous. And Europe, of course, it does need United States, but doesn't like, to get like some suggestion or advices, can really change the status quo, whereas Europe, based on its traditions and based on its uh, transatlantic relationship in terms of security, in terms of NATO, all of that combination or combined all that kind of factors together. Of course, Elon Musk is rich, shaking the status quo in Europe, and probably this is why Financial Times and other leaders in Europe say, back off, leave Europe alone till we can really fix our relationship or the next uh, future relationship with the United States after Trump, won the U.S. election.
Okay, Dr. Said, what motivates Musk's recent support for far right parties in Germany and the United Kingdom?
Greetings to you and to all viewers. In fact, Elon Musk, who he's a businessman, started to practice politics, but never learned the political relation. Is a part of Trump's school that is based on a businessman is dealing with politics and taking a ministerial post. Is dealing his political discourse the same as Trump's in first term. That is waving to the idea of deal and the intervention of US in the other countries. We all know that Trump is encouraging the far right wing and exiting Britain from EU, as well as the extremist parties such is the National Front in France. So is going in the same school is pressure in Britain's government and requested to release one of the prisoners that is sentenced for 18 months in Britain, and he's defended and accused as taking hostile positions regarding immigration and Islam. And Amos Malk has described Elon Scholz, the German chancellor, as a tyrant. So Elon Musk is practicing a policy that leads to clashes and increasing tensions with the European side. In particular, that there are some concern and fears from European
Dr.
of Trump's
Sayed,
return.
sorry to interrupt you, but I need answer to the question, sir, again. What is the motivation behind Musk's recent support for far-right parties in Germany and the United Kingdom? We don't understand what's going on. What's going on from your own narrative, sir?
Musk is following the same Trump's in the same policy of supporting far right party, and go in line with Trump's idea of supporting the far right party in Europe. That makes Europe is more approaching in policies with the American policy, in particular with the energy issues and the conflict issues and the relationship with China, Elon Musk is trying, along with Trump, to mobilize European and far right wings that is ruling now and decision dominating the decision making to be more to go inside with the American policies such as the protection policies and the economy. All these motives that makes Elon Musk to get closer with the far right wings. It's most importantly that this orientation is happening in the framework, in the consistency with Trump's perspective that choosing as a minister in the administration. This approach that leads to tensions and with the European that as representing an intervention with the European matters.
Dr. Singer, does Musk's intervention reflect personal views or a coordinated political agenda which no one understands yet? And why is Musk at this point playing politics?
This is a very crucial point, and if you need to understand, if you would like to understand Elon Musk, we need to see what his views, about the social and cultural uh, impact in the U.S. and in Europe. So after he used the Twitters or X now, is a political tools for Trump, for him to control the mainstream of the public opinion here in the United States, and now he is moving to attack Europe, particularly in the far right parties in Europe. Uh, what really I'm seeing clearly that uh, conservative paradigm is coming back. So basically, United States under Democrat, under the laws, giving that kind of freedom, even challenging, the status of the family and religious and conservatives' idea to keep family integrated. Uh, but in Europe, they really went far to the liberal idea for their generation too. So Musk now is attacking Europe culturally uh, by X and trying, to change the what Europe really agreed or Europeans really agreed long time ago about their lifestyle or the way of their educating their kids. So this is big challenge now between Europe and United States, not only in trade but also in culture and the impact of X and media now
Social
with
media, you mean,
Trump.
sir? Huh?
Yeah, social media with Trump. Yeah. So Trump, I think he adopted one of a new policy to to challenge the status quo with Denmark, for example, about the Greenland. Even with
Dr.
Canada.
Singer, from your own perspective, why do you, what's your narrative that this is the beginning of a new administration in the United States? Why is the beginning so stiff and so? You can elaborate more and tell me more about it.
I think the new administration is extensions or an extended administration of Trump. When he
The
was
2016, you mean, sir?
yes, yes. So basically, this is another wave of Trump to deal with Europe and with Canada, even Mexico. In other words, Trump was asking Europeans or NATO members to increase their burden, military burden, from 1% or half percent or 2%, and even asking more now. It's reaching up 5%. The reason for that it's just the military industry here in the United States. The Trump, as a businessman, needs really to get more from Europe because what he thinks, what he believes, actually, that United States really supported Europe long time ago after the World War II in terms of offering the security, and that security goods, it's pretty expensive on the United States shoulders and the taxpayers here. So Trump needs really to get money back from United States, from Europe, to share that military burden to secure Europe. Second, for challenging, that's a new rule of China. So Trump by himself, I mean, by United States by itself, cannot really contain China or stop China. So Trump does need Europe, work collectively to oppose that role of China is coming to Europe. So it seems to me like Trump using Elon Musk, SpaceX, Tesla,
I
Twitter
got
or
you, sir.
X.
Dr. Sayed, how significant is the backlash from Macron, Scholz, and Stormer against Musk's actions?
I think the policies and the statement of Elon Musk and his intervention considered by Europeans that are intervention and troubling statement. Elon Musk is executing the agenda of Trump regarding relations with Europe, and of course he wants to include Europe in the military side, even the NATO, that the military expansion should be more than 2%, and he also wishes to expand the American and European markets regarding the US exportations from the electrical automotives such as Tesla that owned by Elon Musk. There are an economic consideration behind these policies related to many increases the size of trade between Europe and China, and therefore such policies of Elon Musk shouldn't be isolated from the vision and programs of Trump towards the European by increasing the gas exportation by 13 and to imposing more tariffs to make America great first, but Musk's intervention in policies and other part of the U.S. administrations under Trump, that will increase the clashes and with the Europeans. As the Europeans think that their interests aren't matched with the interest, specifically with regard to China and France and Germany, consider that China isn't the Europe's enemy, as Trump and Musk consider China as an enemy. The size of trade between China and Europe is 900 million US dollar, which is a great figure. And this
Okay,
will lead
sir,
to a very contracted...
we will return to our interview shortly. But first, let's watch a report on Elon Musk's controversial views on European politics. His recent statements have sparked fury across the continent. But what's driving this surprising move?
Elon Musk, the world's richest individual and owner of major corporations like Tesla and SpaceX, has recently drawn the ire of European politicians, which has led to increasing scrutiny over his involvement in regional politics. The causes behind Musk's shift in stance are multifaceted, blending both personal ideological evolution and strategic alignments. The European backlash stems from Musk's controversial comments and actions, which have consistently raised concerns about his meddling in democratic processes. For instance, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer condemned Musk's attacks on government, accusing him of amplifying far-right rhetoric through misinformation. In France, President Emmanuel Macron criticized Musk for his direct interference in domestic political matters, particularly in relation to his support for movements and figures deemed as extremist. Additionally, Musk's praise for the German far-right political party Alternative for Germany further provoked backlash, with Chancellor Olaf Scholz advising Musk to reconsider his actions. Musk's motives for these engagements appear to be a blend of personal and business-driven factors. His recent political shifts are likely tied to a broader alignment with right-wing movements that often challenge the status quo, which resonates with his libertarian ideals. Musk's interactions with Trump, especially in the wake of the former president's policies, hint at a shared distrust of established political frameworks. Trump's influence seems to be playing a subtle role in shaping Musk's increasingly provocative stances, particularly in Europe, where he mirrors some of Trump's anti-establishment rhetoric. Thus, Musk's engagement in European politics is a calculated maneuver that aligns his business interests with emerging populist movements while challenging European political elites. Whether this strategy will succeed or backfire remains to be seen, but it undeniably places him in the nexus of a broader geopolitical debate.
Dr. Singer, could Musk's influence reshape Europe's political landscape or remain a passing controversy? And another question is, do you see that, sir, why is, or do you read or sum up that Donald Trump's administration, which is due to take over or be inaugurated on the 20th of this month, sir, in a few days, supposedly, is starting off, sir, as the U.S. President of the United States, Donald Trump, with many battles or many problems on every different front line, sir? How do you read it?
Yes, I think
for example, tariffs on China and a problem with China, Elon Musk and problems with far right-wing parties in Europe and bothered by the European Union, bothered and meddling with the European Union. How do you read all this taking place on a political level, sir?
It's pretty clear now that there is like a merge between politics and trade, between politics and business. It's pretty clear. It's pretty clear now in that relationship between Europe and United States. Elon Musk by himself, as I mentioned before, as a tool of the U.S. foreign policy now, or as a tool of Trump administration. Used to Elon Musk. Elon Musk, a long time ago, he did establish a factory of Tesla in Germany, and this is kind of a challenging Germany industry of making cars. Different vehicles now moving to be like Tesla electric cars in Germany. This is a big innovation in Europe. Probably Europe is not really or wasn't really ready for that transitions in challenging, that market. So this is a huge impact on Germany economy, and Germany need to adapt itself how to deal with Musk. That kind of innovation in Germany, in UK, and United States now is pushing, more in different aspects of industry and tariffs. So United States does need to keep Europe, just Europe, away from China. But Europeans, what I noticed,
so, sir, do you mean to say, or did I understand right, that they want Europe to be away from China?
Exactly, 100%. This is a big challenge.
So it's a policy, sir.
Yes, it's a Trump paradigm. Trump even challenging Canada, Mexico, Panama, Greenland, Europe, all of these countries, were and are trying, to come close to China and trade and military business. This is a red line for Trump, and this is why Trump gonna to initiate a kind of, I would say, trade war against every country is and was trying to develop his relationship with China and Europe. As a case now, it's what we call the back of the United States, the backland, or what we call the preserved land for the United States. So United States cannot really uh, let Europe, because some countries in Europe actually they were developing a trade relationship with China, and China got really a benefit and really kicking out United States out of that market in Europe. So this is I'm sure Trump used Elon Musk as the tools to really shaking the status quo in Europe, and Europe got nervous, but managing that relationship between Europe and United States during Trump administration would be very tense and very crucial in terms of his direction. And my concern about that relationship probably get really split, and this will be very dangerous on United States more than Europe.
Great, sir. The question will remain whether this strategy will yield success or backfire remains uncertain, but it undeniably places Musk at the center of a broader geopolitical debate, and the answer will be knowing after the 20th of January. That was Dr. Ashraf Singer, an international relations expert from California, and Mr. Ahmed Said, an international relations expert from Cairo. Thank you very much for your valuable, informative knowledge and your insights. That brings us to the end of today's episode of Think Tank. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on Q News.